Hi, I'm Plummy, and in this episode of RadioK, I'm gonna be reacting to STAYC's recent comeback, Stereotype. And I'm actually pretty excited to check out this song because I've definitely seen some pretty strong opinions about whether it's good or bad or worse than ASAP or not. For me personally, I'm expecting that it's probably gonna be better than ASAP because I actually didn't like ASAP that much. It felt like a worse song compared to their debut song So Bad, which I'm pretty sure it was their debut song, but correct me if I'm wrong. Because that one, even that one at first I didn't like, so I'm not really like the biggest STAYC fan or anything. So don't quote me on my opinions. I'm just an idiot with a YouTube channel with opinions, but I didn't like that song when it first released, So Bad, but it did end up growing on me. So I was a little disappointed that ASAP wasn't the song that I liked, and it hasn't really changed, my opinion on it hasn't really changed ever since reacting to it. So maybe this one is gonna be more along the lines of So Bad, maybe even better than So Bad. I'm gonna like it right off the bat. Who knows? So without further ado, let's get into it and find out. In 3, 2, 1. I would like their distinct singing style though. They definitely have a distinct sound and I like that about them. So far this is on a good track. Only the chorus just needs to be good. Okay, I feel like at this point maybe STAYC is just not for me. Like, none of their choruses really manages to satisfy me, and this one isn't that different. But I do like the verses. I in general like the verses and the sound of this song, and the looks and the visuals of the music video as well. But the choruses just don't really do it for me. And I'm really disappointed by that fact. Because I wanna like them. Ooh, that sounds really good. Okay, so yeah, I didn't really end up saying much in the last part of the song. I just didn't really have anything to say about it. I'm sorry. Like, it's not that I hate this or anything. As I said, I like it for the most part, but I think ultimately, STAYC is just not for me. So I want to ask you guys, despite that fact, do you want to see me continue doing reactions whenever they come back? Because I don't want to be negative or hate on the group or anything and criticize them for not being something that I like. But I know that some people would still be curious about my opinion on this song, so I want to ask you guys, do you still want to see reactions from me on this group if I'm gonna be critical about it and not really be completely into it? Because again, I don't want to be the person that spreads negativity on the internet. I feel like there's already way too much, so I don't want to be one of those people. But yeah, it's not like I hate this song. Again, it's good and I like the vibe of it and the way it sounds, but it's just the chorus really disappoints me. They just don't really seem to be managing to do a good chorus, you know? I don't know why. You know what, give me a second, let's take a listen a little bit of So Bad's chorus. Yeah, I think this is the pre-chorus of So Bad. Yeah, this was actually pretty good now that I remembered it again. I can see why I wasn't into it completely when I first listened to it, but it was good. It just took me a little while to get it. But I don't really feel like the same thing applies to this song for some reason. Even for ASAP, I would say at least I kind of get it, but for this one, it just feels like it's building up, and it kind of doesn't really go anywhere for the chorus. I don't know, that's just kind of how I feel about it. I guess I'm still gonna give it a second listen as I do for every single song, but yeah, I don't know. I'm overall just not really satisfied with this. But still, let's get into it a second time. Maybe my opinion on it is going to improve, who knows. Let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. Like, the beginning is pretty good. It starts off really good. I love the singing, I love the sound, I love the outfits. And I really like that unique vocal thing that they do in their music. The only other group that I can think of that does even remotely similar things is Brave Girls. And it's only like one of the members of that group that does that. But yeah, they just completely switch it up for the chorus. It doesn't even feel like it's part of the same song. And not in a good way. Like, the verses are still really good. I still like the verses, it's just the chorus really bothers me. But all the girls really good, look really good in this one. Their visuals and their outfits, awesome. Yeah, I still really don't have much to say about this part of the song. I honestly feel like maybe if they went with this more slower version that they're doing right here for the bridge of this song, I might have ended up loving it a little more. Even the chorus, I feel like if you maybe just slowed it down, it could have been better. It honestly kind of feels like for the chorus they just didn't know what to do, so they kind of just sped up the song a little bit, and that was kind of it. So yeah, I definitely feel a little bit better about the song after the second listen, but I feel like I still ultimately am not really that big of a fan of STAYC. Again, I think they're actually really good and deserve their success, but I guess maybe they're just not for me, and that's fine. Not every group has to appeal to me, or I have to love every single group or anything, but it is nice when that happens, you know? And yeah, in terms of a rating for this song, I think I'm going to give it a solid 8.4 to maybe a potentially 8.6 out of 10. For me personally, it's more of an 8.4, but I feel like more objectively, it's going to be an 8.6 out of 10. Because there's still a lot of good about it, and realistically the only weak part of the song is the chorus, which I feel like most people will agree that the chorus is not even as good as it was for ASAP. It just doesn't fit with the song. I feel like that's more of an objective opinion rather than a personal one. It just doesn't fit. It doesn't feel creative or interesting, it just feels like the song was sped up for that part specifically. So yeah, I don't know. What did you guys think about the song? Comment down below and let's have a discussion about it. And yes, if there's any STAYC songs that you maybe think I'm going to end up enjoying if I check them out, comment down below and maybe I'll do a reaction to them. And in general, if you want me to check out the B-sides of this album that this song comes with, comment down below, like the videos so I know there is a demand for more reactions from STAYC. Or maybe if you want to see that definitely happen, go in the description down below and click on the link to my Patreon where you can pledge support, where by subscribing at the specific tier that I've created, you get to demand me to do reactions to K-pop groups, be it their music videos or albums. 4 per month is what you get. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine. It's up to you. And yeah, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently one and only patron on Patreon, Omari Bridgman. If you want to join that person in supporting me, you can do that by, as I said, going down in the description below and clicking on the link to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, which, for those of you who don't know what Ko-fi is, it's a website very similar to Patreon where you can pledge support to your favorite creators, but the biggest difference is that, as I said, on Patreon it's more for like long-term support with benefits and perks, while on Ko-fi it's more for like one-time donation kind of thing, which is still gonna get shouted out on my channel if you decide to do that, but I still would advise you to go through my Patreon, you know? But it's up to you at the end of the day. And now, before we end this video, I just want to talk about something to you guys very quickly, which some of you may or may have not noticed before or know about me, that being the fact that I am trans. And yes, this may come as shocking to some of you because I don't really flaunt it that much on my channel, or at least I feel like I don't. Outside of like my K-pop reactions, which is where I feel like the most comfortable being myself like this. And yeah, I am in fact trans. I'm not necessarily full-on male to female, but I heavily want to transition to being pretty female. I do consider myself more non-binary though, or maybe gender fluid would be the best descriptor as well, because I do have occasional moments where I feel fine being like just a normal guy, but most of the time, like right now, I do feel very dysphoric. And that's why I'm asking you guys for any help that you can give me, because my situation right now, I don't really see any way outside of you guys' help. Because, and this is gonna be kept short and concise, I live with my parents. They're never going to accept me as a trans person. They just never will. And as a matter of fact, back when I started the YouTube channel, I was actually kind of slightly starting my transition back then, with like starting to grow out my hair. I even got to DIY HRT, but because my parents started noticing certain things, like my behavior had changed a lot and my clothes had changed a lot, I kind of had to stop doing that, because they were constantly nagging me about cutting my hair, and just started to kind of be threatening in a certain way, and felt like they were ashamed of me, and everything. And that kind of stress just tired me out to the point where I just gave up. But as dysphoria goes, it just doesn't go away, you know. I still feel like this, and in fact, it's somewhat been intensifying again recently, so I just wanted to share this with you guys. And again, I would really appreciate any amount of support you can give me in regards to this, because I just don't see any way out of this. Because even if I moved out of my parents' house and got myself a job and everything, that's just not gonna work for long-term planning, because once I transition, it's like I probably will not be able to get myself a job, because my country is very transphobic. Nobody gives a shit about LGBT people at all. So there's not even much I can do even in terms of transitioning here. So yeah, I don't know. I just would appreciate any amount of support you can give me, be it monetarily or in any way otherwise. And this is not about boosting my channel or anything, or guilt tripping you with my sob story. I just wanted to get this off my chest and make my subscribers aware of the situation that I am in, and that I would appreciate anything that you guys can help me out with. It would mean literally everything. Like, for example, a friend that I made after starting this YouTube channel, my good friend Yuri, has been helping me out a lot. And I genuinely might have not been here if it wasn't for him showing up and befriending me. So yeah, this just went a little bit longer than I intended, but I would just really appreciate anything you can support me with. That's kind of ultimately what I'm trying to say. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the description to my Twitter if you don't follow me over there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories, or you simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!